Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cypher. Most of you are not subscribed on More Cypher PK, but you do watch the videos all the time, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an upload. What are your thoughts on the mutual agreement of not shooting each other using pickaxes? There's nothing you can do about it. I don't think it's bad for the game. I think it's just the way it is. The idea is that if both players are at an equal advantage with each other, there's no point in shooting each other if both players are an equal advantage plus disadvantage. So the truth is, if you want players to fight each other, you need to give players opportunity to have an advantage over their opponents. Why am I getting these shots? I'm not supposed to be getting these shots. So let me explain that to you real quick. Player 1 and player 2. Player 1 has 100 health, 100 shield. Player 2 has 100 health, 100 shield. Both players are far away from the storm. Both players are far away from the storm. Both players want to get into the circle. They're far away from the safe zone. They want to get into the circle. So, if the players want to get into the circle, it's in their best interest not to fight each other, because they both know they're at a disadvantage to the circle, to the storm. So most of the times they're just not going to fight each other, because if they fight, there's no real victor unless the fight ends really quickly. But if players are of equal skill, the fight usually won't end quickly, unless like it's a snipe headshot or something like that. And because there's no mobility in the game right now, it's very hard to have an advantage over an opponent. It's very hard to have an advantage. Most of the people you're going to fight are going to have no mobility, just because there's no mobility, right? So realistically, the only advantage you can ever have over somebody is that you know of is like, you know, they're weak. Let's say you see somebody get sniped in the back. You're like, okay, I have an advantage over this guy because I know he just got sniped and he probably needs to heal, and I have full health, full shield. Maybe I'll fight him, try to kill them real quickly so I can get their mats, materials, or whatever, and then start moving towards circle. But between two players that have not encountered each other, you don't know that information. You don't know how many materials they have. You don't know what guns they're using realistically. So it's in your best interest just to swing your pickaxe and agree to both get to the circle safely. But if there were more mobility in the game, I'm not saying that mobility would completely remove the need to pickaxe, but let's say you had a launch pad. If I had a launch pad, I'd be way more willing to try to fight a player, because I know that if it goes south and the storm starts moving in, I can just throw down that launch pad and get the hell out of there. So with more mobility, you can have advantages over players, or you can have a way to get out of a sticky situation, which would allow you to not need to pickaxe swing at everybody you see. If you had a lot of mobility, you could be like, no, I can take this fight, because if I'm not winning the fight, like if I don't think that I'm going to win the fight, I can just launch pad to the circle or launch pad away, disengage. But since there's no disengage opportunities, there's less fights happening on rotations, and especially in the higher level, you know, cash cups. And as a result, there's more pickaxe swinging. Inherently, I don't think pickaxe swinging is bad for the game, but it does look bad from an outsider's perspective to see two players like swinging their pickaxe, and like for somebody who doesn't really understand Fortnite esports, which is most people, to see two players swinging their pickaxe at each other and not fighting, they might think like, well, this is a joke, you know? I just watched the YouTube video you uploaded. Those trap towers are insane. Yo, thank you, Bozy. What's up, bro? What's up? You want to stand in front of me while I have a gun in my hand? You want to show some disrespect again? Don't come around here with that disrespect. Would you rather they buff shotguns or keep them nerfed? I'd rather they buff shotguns. But not just buff them across the board. Like, there needs to be less difference between... Because here's the thing, realistically speaking, like, let's be honest. If I have a green AR or if I have a SCAR, right? The green AR versus a SCAR. Obviously, the SCAR is stronger than the green AR, but they both pull out same time. They both reload the same. They both follow first shot accuracy pretty much the same way. They're both pretty much like the same. I'm not gonna use a rocket. They're both pretty much the same gun. It's just the SCAR is a little better in damage and accuracy. But like, dude, when you take a blue pump and you compare it to a purple pump, it's way more than just like a damage and accuracy difference. Like, it just feels like the blue pump is not even close to the purple. Dude, how did he phase through me? He didn't phase through my builds. He phased through me. He just walked right through me, bro. Like, when I have a blue AR versus when I have a SCAR, I feel like it doesn't change much for me. Like, obviously the SCAR is better. I'm not saying the SCAR is not better. The SCAR is much better, but it doesn't change like how I approach the fight or anything like that. They're still both functionally doing the same thing. But when you have a blue pump and then you have a purple pump, the purple pump means you have the ability to really lay down some serious damage and one-shot somebody, while the blue pump, you have to hit a perfect shot for a 180, and that rarely ever happens because of how the spread works. It's a completely different, like, it's a huge jump is what I'm saying. It's a huge jump. I don't feel that jump as much from a blue AR to a SCAR. There's definitely a jump, but it's not as much as a blue pump versus a purple pump. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, chat. I'm saying what I'm saying, all right? I'm saying what I'm saying. Also, another thing is with how essential shotguns are to the game, to your play. Everybody has to run a shotgun. Like, people sometimes drop their AR and carry an SMG in late game. I've done that before. It's actually a very common thing. People sometimes drop their SMG for a rocket launcher or a sniper, or they drop an SMG for an AR. But no one ever drops a shotgun. Realistically speaking, there's no reason to drop shotgun for any other gun. You need a shotgun. So with how essential shotguns are to your game, to the match, with how essential they are, you don't want so much reliance on obtaining a purple or gold shotgun, because once you put like that much of a barrier, because it's kind of rare to get a purple or gold shotgun pump, even attack, like they do feel rare, like they truly do feel rare, like they feel like they're hard to come by. And the fact that those guns are the really the strong ones and the rest are just kind of like subpar, it makes more randomness have influence on more randomness influencing the match than you would like it to. Now, they do have a solution that's built into the game. It's called the upgrade stations. The problem is the upgrade stations are so expensive. I don't know who they partnered up with for these upgrade stations. I gotta double check. It might be like Louis Vuitton or Gucci collaboration on these upgrade stations. But they're too expensive. They really are too expensive. 750 materials for the upgrade of like a blue tack to a purple tack. It just doesn't cut it. Like, that's not too many materials lost, especially if you're in a tournament. It just doesn't work. They need to lower the cost of that, lower the price of upgrading. And if they do, that really does, like, that makes it to where, like, you know, if you position yourself and you farm up a lot, you can upgrade your guns and not feel like you're at a disadvantage. Someone who got lucky to pull out a purple pump out of the chest. I rarely ever use upgrade stations. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've used it, bro. It's a rare thing. It's because mats are important, bro. There's no reason to be dropping all your mats for a little bit of an upgrade. I was worried this whole time this guy was gonna just bop me real quick with this purple pump. One clean body shot for 100. There's somebody close and then there's somebody far. That's why I didn't want to challenge that guy. I knew if I challenged him, it would have been tough. Like a trade right there. Blue tack. Trading with the purple pump. I would have had to hit a really good shot for that to be worth it. Whoa. Scary. I love that the AUG, I feel like I can still hit shots from a distance. The blue and green burst, and the gray burst, of course, from a distance, they feel awful. But with the purple AUG, gold AUG, bro, I truly feel like I can actually hit some shots. No spray guns. Because I want to heal. He's gonna rocket me. No, this is the guy who got shot the rocket. The AUG just is beautiful, man. I love having this gun. I love having it. So rewarding, man.